This home for sale that we're about to walk through has the most amount of windows on the back wall of a home that I've seen in a while, and it all looks out to this beautiful green belt. Stay tuned for the walkthrough. Hey everyone, Raj Sahu here, realtor in Central Texas, back with another walkthrough of this inventory home currently for sale. This is the Winters plan with Coventry Homes. This plan is a 4-bedroom, 4.5 bathroom home. It has a 3-car tandem garage. It is a 2-story plan that opens up so well, and I'm going to show you that in a second. But first, when you walk in through the front door, it opens to the 2nd story. You got that curved staircase, great entrance here, and we're going to walk right out to that main living area so you can see why this plan is so appealing. And this is what I was referring to. I know there's not any furniture in here, but I'll guide you through each room and explain kind of how this would be situated. Obviously, this is the kitchen where they have this large island that has a curve to it, so it opens up to this main living room area. And again, look at all the windows that are on this back wall, even on the side wall and that dining room area. Absolutely fantastic. That's why I wanted to come out here. This is not a model home anywhere in the Austin or Austin metro area, and I haven't really even seen it in other cities within Texas, and I wish I did. That way we would get some furniture in here, you could really get a visual of it, but that's okay. Again, I'll walk you through each room. So this is going to be the dining room. As you can tell, opens to the 2nd story, great windows on this side. So not technically a dining room, but you could fit a dining table there. I would say at least a 6-seater table. And then this would be your living room area. So they have the fireplace running on the right side. You could easily put a TV here on the left, and then a couple couches, I think, around this side, and a lot of room here. And it's because you have all those windows on that side, and it opens up to this massive patio, which we're going to get to in a second. First, I wanted to show you this angle of how much this plan opens up. So right now I'm pretty much right in the middle of the living room. I'm just going to look back up above the kitchen, and you're going to see there is a very large game room loft area up there, which is right at the top of the stairwell. And we'll get up there later on in the video. And like I mentioned, this home is currently for sale, but you can also build this home from scratch in a lot of different communities. So if you can imagine walking out on this patio door, and this looks great. I've also seen lots where you can build this plan that has a view that looks out for quite a while. And this is the dream patio right here. And I think it's really because of the ceiling height. Take a look at this. This plan opens up so well, like I mentioned earlier. When you first walk out into that main living area, I think you really notice the ceiling height in the living room, but then your eyes want to go right past the windows and look into the backyard, the greenery that's here, or again, if you can imagine a great view off this backyard if you're very high up. There's just so many different options that you can do here, especially with how prevalent Coventry's presence is in the Central Texas area. I think there are just many opportunities to build this plan. Now, people always ask me about yard size. I don't know the exact square footage of this yard size, but I know the lot is just over 9,000 square feet. In fact, in the MLS, Coventry is posting 9,017 for the land square footage, which equates to about 0.2 acres approximately. So I would say this is a fairly decent sized backyard. I wouldn't say it's anything massive, but being that it backs up to greenery, and you have such a large patio that I think is kind of cutting into it, I think you still get a good amount of space back there. And then when we get back into the home, I'm going to show you the kitchen. And one thing I'll say here is when I've walked this plan with some people, they've always mentioned, I love the windows, I love that back wall, I love that living room, everything's so spacious, but I don't like the curves. The curves feel a little bit more traditional for me. If that's you, just know that I believe Coventry is working on a plan that makes this more modern, where this is the pantry, by the way. When we come back outside the pantry, you'll see the island has that curve to it, and then the loft area above us also has a curve in the drywall. What they're going to do is make this a straight modern island that looks out to the living room. It's just going to face out that way, and it's going to change the orientation of the kitchen. And there's actually a lot of things that are going to change in this plan. Where the powder bathroom is, where the study is. There's a few things that are going to move around just to make it feel a little bit more modern, clean cut lines. But if you are somebody that likes these curves, likes a little bit more of the traditional style, likes the curved staircase, well, then you have this plan, the Winters plan, that I think is a fantastic option. And by the way, when I say they're going to change this plan, they're not going to, to my knowledge, they're not going to take away the Winters plan. They're just going to add another plan that's similar to this, but has a little bit more of a modern touch. And getting back to the plan, this is where your refrigerator would be. If you notice some blue pieces of tape on the wall, those are just paint touch-ups that are needed so the painter can quickly identify where those paint touch-ups are. And on this side behind the kitchen, you have a mudroom area, and then this would be access to your 3-car tandem garage. Now, this is very typical for a home under construction. In fact, usually the garage is much more messy than this, and I have a lot of clients under contract at various stages. I don't think I've actually seen a garage like this clean, but good news is when you do close on the home, they obviously clean this out. They power wash usually they should power wash your driveway and your front entrance, just because it can sometimes get muddy with all the workers kind of coming in and out. And at the end of the day, you end up with a brand new home that looks brand new, and that's the most important part. This is going to be the utility room, so there would be a washer and dryer in the area that we just saw. You saw they had a little bit of cabinetry there, which I would say is fairly typical for some of these inventory homes. You're not going to go all out for a utility room. And I'm just going to keep going out to that main living area. I love it. I'm not sure why they didn't finish the tile all the way up to the ceiling on the fireplace, but that is something I could definitely check and see if they're planning on doing. But that's what I've usually seen it do. I think with those tall ceilings, I love taking that tile all the way up to the top of that ceiling. It really draws your eye and really breaks up that wall as well, provides the contrast that I think a lot of people are looking for in that living room. But moving on, we are in the primary bedroom. Take a look at these windows that they have in the back wall. Again, it has a little bit more of a curve on that back wall. You have this pitched ceiling where it just feels very spacious in here for that reason. And then that was the patio that we were on previously. And by the way, prior to this, there was a powder bathroom. I think that was fairly obvious, where you saw the pedestal sink and the commode. And then we have double doors going right into the primary bathroom. I really like the upgrades that they did in here. You have the white cabinets, you have the countertops that are a little bit more of a darker gray. And then to complement that, you have this tile that has these great veins in it that provides, I think, this action in the bathroom. And I like that they did that all around the bathroom. So in this walk-in shower, I like the floor tile that they did, a little bit more subtle. It's got some white and grays in it. And then this tile goes all the way up to the ceiling, which looks fantastic. And then the same tile is right around that freestanding tub. And like we always say with a lot of homes with Coventry, I like walking them because, you know, ceiling height, windows, things that people really don't focus on, they do a lot of. Like if you look at those frosted windows, the windows in the primary bedroom, there's just so much natural light coming in. And this was actually on a fairly cloudy day, so you're still seeing a lot of natural light come in, which is always a good sign. By the way, there was a window missing, a mirror missing there. Very typical at the end of construction. Might have got broken at the end of construction. They gotta get a new one. So these are all things that I see sometimes just happen in the last couple weeks before closing. And nothing wrong with that, as long as they get it done right before closing. That's what I always say. Now we're in the primary closet, well-lit primary closet here. And then we're going to head out to the rest of the first story. So there were 4 bedrooms in the home. 2 of the bedrooms are going to be down. There's 2.5 bathrooms. So we're going to still see a second spare bedroom down with a full en-suite bathroom. And then you're going to see a study, and then we'll head upstairs and I'll walk through some options that are possible on that second story. And actually, while we go through this closet underneath the stairwell, and then I'm going to get to that study and that second bedroom down, I'll actually just mention the options because I don't think I mentioned at the beginning of the video. This plan is just over 3,400 square feet. It's actually 3,471 is what they're quoting on the MLS. And that's without a structural upgrade upstairs. So you can add a media room to this plan if you build it from scratch. In most cases, in most communities, I would say you can do that, or add a 5th bedroom upstairs. And that would add some more square footage to the plan, where I think approximately would be about around 3,700 square feet if you did one of those 2 options. Now, this is going to be that second bedroom downstairs. As I mentioned, it does have that in-suite full bathroom. And I like this as not being an option. And what I mean by that is sometimes you have to take up space in your garage in a lot of plans with other builders to get your second bedroom downstairs. And what you end up having to compromise on is garage space. So a lot of people, when they come to Texas, you expect to have bigger, everything's bigger, right? So you expect to have a lot of garage space. And when you have a 2-car garage, and for I think most people buying in the 3,000s for square footage, at a minimum, you're probably at 2 cars. And if you're at 2 cars, you really have no storage space. And where a lot of people are moving from are areas where you have basements. You have so much storage in some of these areas, and you don't have that here in Texas. We really don't do basements for the most part. And that's where I think preserving that 3-car garage space so you can use a little bit for storage is really important. And that's why I like a lot of these Coventry plans. In this product line, you get that 3-car tandem garage, and you still get 2 bedrooms down and a study. So this is going to be the study. I like how the windows face out to the front of the home, so you get a lot of natural light there. You have double doors going in. Even on an inventory home, I like how they put glass in there. Although I've had mixed messages on the glass. So what I've heard from a lot of people in tech, if they work from home and their kids are home and their kids see them through the door, it is very difficult to work, because then their kid, wants to play with them, especially when they're younger and they're at that age where they just think, there are no limits. Parents can just play all day long. And I totally get that. And that's where I've had people say, nope, I can't do glass in my door. They have to be solid. I don't care how it looks. And I completely get that. Now this is going to be the game room loft area you just saw. We will come back to it. First, I want to show you, this is a very nice curved stairwell. Now, what I've been finding is recently they've taken that curved stairwell out and made it more of a straight cut. So it goes up at an angle and then cuts over at a right angle. It feels a little bit more modern when they do that. And to be frank, curved stairwells are also very costly. You need somebody pretty good at drywall to make that curved staircase happen. And so they usually keep it as an option now, but just offer a straight cut, right angle stairwell in most cases. Now this is going to be one of the 2 bedrooms upstairs. Both bedrooms have full bathrooms right outside of them. This one does have an in-suite full bathroom. And these are going to be fairly typical design upgrades, I would say, for a lot of their inventory homes, where they try to pick neutral colors. You're seeing a lot of whites, a lot of grays. These are things that I think a lot of buyers are fine with, and that's why they pick them. They don't try to take too many chances. Although I've seen, with Coventry, they'll do pretty cool things where I've seen the white and black look very often, where they'll do black hardware on everything, and then white, predominantly white, or different tiles that have some veins in it, but mostly trying to keep to that white and black look. For this specific home, a lot of whites and grays, and that's what I would say a lot of builders are doing with their inventory homes. And by the way, when I say inventory home, that just means the builder built this home without any buyer on it. They just built it, picked obviously all the upgrades themselves, and then they sell it when it's at a certain stage in construction. And you get a lot of the windows, you get a lot of the beauty that's in here, but if you decide to build from scratch, you can do different things in this plan, like a media room or a bedroom would actually be on the right side here. Instead of that wall, it'd be right off of that game room, and you'd have a separate room in there, either for a bedroom that would be a little bit more closed off, or a media room, which would just be a larger space rather than just a bedroom. But both, again, add square footage to the plan, and this is the beauty of building from scratch, where you can pick a lot of your structural upgrades and get more of what you want. Okay, moving on, we are going to take a look at the last full bathroom and bedroom. For the life of me, I could not get that ladder to budge. I can just show you. So I'm just going to try to avoid not hitting my head on that. That is, by the way, the ladder to get to your attic, which you have to do twice a year in most cases to change your HVAC filter. I know, a lot of fun. And that's usually covered on the last walkthrough, where you walk through the home with the construction manager and they go through all your emergency shutoffs, and it's kind of like a new home orientation to get you acclimated to the maintenance that needs to be done. And a lot of the maintenance is exactly what I just said, changing the filter out for your AC, maybe washing out the water heater, which obviously you can hire people out for. And all that's pretty boring stuff. What I think is much more interesting is building a home from scratch, picking a lot of your options, and really designing a home to what you want it to be, both structurally and from a design standpoint. Or you can look at homes like this, where if you're a little bit more price conscious, you're looking to get the best bang for your buck. I think that that's going to be right now with inventory homes, because builders built a lot of these inventory homes when the market was hot in spring of 2022. And now that the homes are being completed, it is starting to dwindle down, but you do have a lot of opportunities here to buy inventory homes that are very close to completion. And with that being said, if you need help navigating through this market, whether you're looking at plans with builders in various communities or you're looking at resale homes, reach out to me. My number's in the description of this video. I've worked with 17 builders just in the last 14 months. I know the good, the bad, and the ugly, and can definitely help you out. If I can't, I'll at least connect you with a great realtor who can. Take care, everyone.